Alrighty guys, this is Andrew, and today's video is going to be a departure from the usual. I want to try something out with you guys. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but sometime last week, a Rival 700 mouse by SteelSeries was sent in to me to have a look at. Now, I unboxed this mouse at the time, and at first I was a little bit skeptical of the OLED screen and the built-in vibration feature. It seemed a little gimmicky, but there's definitely a lot more to the story. I've been playing with the mouse all weekend, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised. So let's take a look at the Rival 700 for a second. So the standout features are of course the OLED screen, the vibrator, and the beautiful aesthetic of it, right? The general look of the mouse. It's got some nice ass RGB lighting. I must say it's very, very crisp and beautiful. It's also a little on the heavy side, weighing 135 grams, which is quite a bit heavier than the Deathadder and the Logitech G502 that I'm familiar with, though at least with the G502 you could adjust the weight to make it even more heavy than the Rival 700. So it's got 7 buttons you can work with, which in my opinion is way more than you need for any shooter. I've never really used the side buttons outside of like a hotkey for voice comms. You can swap out the sensor as well as a top cover. The box also comes with braided cable and non-braided, and depending on what you prefer, for me it's going to be braided. You can swap out this cable as it is detachable. But technical stuff aside, right, I mean, you guys can look all this stuff up. How does the mouse actually work out in the real world? Well, let's just start by saying this. It's going to be like more of a CSGO Dota mouse, right? If you play either of those two games, you're going to get a lot more out of this mouse than those who don't. The unique bits of this mouse being the OLED screen and vibration stuff, that really benefits CSGO and Dota. Those two games are really what, this mouse is catering to. And of course, Minecraft. It does have some settings for Minecraft. I don't play Minecraft, so I can't really say much about that. Let's start with the screen, right? The OLED screen is pretty low res. It's designated really to displaying GIFs. However, if you're into CSGO, Dota, or Minecraft, you can actually have the screen display a little bit more information, and it may be somewhat more useful. And by somewhat, I mean really a little bit more useful. Now, I've touched CSGO for like an hour in total playtime. I'm absolutely horrendous with that game, but I do have some extensive experience with Dota 2. I've played that game for like 5-6+ years, and quite honestly, guys, to be frank, the screen is a little bit gimmicky. I mean, sure, you can get a display like your KD ratio or a headshot ratio or whatever, but the extra effort of looking down at your mouse, or rather at your hand, I guess, to see these numbers is a little cumbersome, especially when you're really more used to just hitting a hotkey to see down your monitor. It is kind of neat though. SteelSeries does offer some GIFs you can download for your amusement, but I feel like this is more of a novelty thing. I would say the same thing for the vibration motor, but I've actually been pleasantly surprised. Okay, that sounds really bad. I've been adequately amused. Never mind. But in the SteelSeries Engine 3 program, you can set the thing to vibrate at different times. For example, in CSGO, you can set it to vibrate whenever you get a headshot or get killed, or when you're reloading. You get the point. There's tons and tons of options. They tout that the vibration won't actually affect your aim. And honestly, maybe, they may be completely right on this. It probably won't mess with the mouse that much because it's more of like a tight buzz than anything else. But I'd imagine, if you're not used to your mouse vibrating, it may throw your aim off just by freaking you out because suddenly your palm is being tickled by something. The vibration, though, is, in my opinion, quite a bit more useful in Dota 2 because that game is really chaotic sometimes. I mean, having that tactile feedback when you're low in health or something can be pretty useful. Now, this may seem super niche and may be turning you off to this mouse, but there is one really, really good reason why vibration is pretty useful. And to me, this is a huge selling point. It shoots this vibration feature from a gimmick to useful land for me. And that is, you can have the mouse vibrate when the round is just about to be started in CSGO or when you respawn in Dota. Now, you guys may be wondering, Candy, that doesn't seem very useful, but oh my god, guys, if you are like me and you have one monitor and you must alt-tab and you can't sit through a death screen, it is very, very useful because just having that tactile feedback of when you are up and ready to go again is just it's just amazing. Like, now you don't have to guess when to come back into the game. You won't ever really miss a beat unless your hand is off the mouse. But I don't know. I guess whenever I alt tab, I'm kind of browsing, you know, Reddit or whatever, YouTube, doing other stuff. So to me, this one feature alone makes the vibration thing like actually pretty useful. I kind of wish they had this in other games as well. Looking at you, Overwatch. Looking at you. That would be amazing. But let's move on to build quality here, right, guys? And let me just say, despite the somewhat useless OLED screen, and even if you don't like the vibrating features, right? Say you don't bother playing CSGO, Dota, Minecraft, like, the build quality alone is amazing. I have the Deathadder and the G502, and I must say the Rival 700 build quality department takes the cake for me. It's a very, very, very comfortable mouse to use. The rubber material is pretty anti-sweat, similar to the matte finish on the Deathadder, so I'm happy to see it here. So it overall feels kind of dry when you use it, especially if you have like sweaty palms like me. My favorite part though is that, and this is going to sound weird, but the actual mouse button themselves feel great. Maybe this is just a personal thing, but the buttons have a very nice soft click to them. It's not nearly as sharp and loud as what you would find on the Deathadder, and maybe this is more of a getting more into personal preference, but like, it's just the feeling of clicking feels really, really nice. It's not necessarily as hard as the Deathadder. Some people may like that. For me, I prefer the softer click. I didn't know I did, but apparently I do. But another thing I want to go over is the customizable features. The Rival 700 misses the mark in my opinion a little bit here. You can swap out the top plate as well as the sensor, but who would ever really want to? The sensor is an optical sensor, so you would have no mouse acceleration. It's one of the best on the market, arguably, is the Pixar 3360. Same one as you would find in the G502, the mouse that everyone knows and loves, so you know it's going to be a good sensor. Arguably, sure, you could swap out the top plate, but to be honest, I feel like where SteelSeries really should have looked into is customizing your weight. Personally, I don't mind a heavier mouse, but I know some people who do, and to be honest, this is a heavier mouse. So adjusting the weight, in my opinion, is just one of those top things that come to my mind anyways, when I hear customizable features. Now, one could argue that, oh, it's because it has a vibration motor, which is why it's so heavy. So maybe this is just, you know, a design choice that SteelSeries had to make when designing this mouse. So with all that in mind, guys, would I recommend this mouse? Well, if you play CSGO and Dota a lot, and you have $100 to throw down on a mouse, then sure. The feel and the overall build quality of the mouse, you know, it's phenomenal. It feels really good. It feels like a premium mouse. The vibration feature, on the other hand, it can be pretty useful for people like me who alt tab a lot. But the screen, man, the screen is a little bit useless in my opinion. But who knows? Maybe you would want to download some of those cool little GIFs they have on the SteelSeries website. If you guys want to, knock yourselves out. But if you don't find the OLED screen or vibration features all that appealing, but you want to still try out a rival mouse, maybe the Rival 300 is for you, because it is considerably cheaper without all the bells and whistles that come with the Rival 700 and its premium price tag of $99. I mean, that's pretty expensive. That's a lot of money for a mouse. But anyways, I hope you all enjoy this quick review of the SteelSeries Rival 700. I know it's a little different from what I usually do on this channel, but I figured I would experiment and try out some different types of content for you guys. But if you have any questions for me regarding this mouse or any of the mice I own so far or anything like that, let me know down in the comments. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. And until next time, I'll see you around.